Good morning, heathens. I am starting today's video with my eyeshadow almost completely completed. I used the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions, and today is going to be a full day wear test. So, do y'all ever have those moments where, like, I've watched other YouTubers do it too, where you go to, like, put on your foundation and you're like, I didn't put on any primer. So I did that with my eyes this morning. I was going to use the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer and completely forgot. So here we are anyway. Today's wear test is mainly going to be focused around the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. I have mine in the shade Fair Light. I received this as an add-on in my Ipsy. So we're going to go ahead and try it out because I have like a few errands that I need to go run today, and I'm starting this really early. It is currently 8:30. I've been awake for about 2 hours, and I've already had breakfast, washed my face, brushed my teeth, done my eyeshadow. So we're gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face and see how it wears throughout the day to see if a full size of this would be worth the investment. So I'm going to apply it with my brush like normal because I know that this brush tends to apply foundation really well for me. So I feel like that's a really good place to start. So I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. This is very, very, very liquidy, and I'm not sure if the full size is like that as well, or if it's just for some reason this little sample, like maybe it got too hot. But I remember it's kind of hard to like turn my hand because it's like running down my hand when I do. I remember when I first got it, I put a little bit on my face and it looked like it was going to be a pretty decent match. So I'm hoping it is because, I am going out in public. So we'll find out. So there is a little bit left on the back of my hand, which on the back of my hand, it's not the most perfect shade match, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to make it work. So this is what we're looking at on the face, and we're just going to start to stipple everything in. So for anyone who has used this foundation, let me know what you think of it. I usually say, okay, so for anyone who has watched my videos for a while, this may come as a shock because it's a bit of a change. So I used to have super, super, super oily skin. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but lately it has been more combination because I do have that super dry patch in the middle of my eyebrows, but just overall, my skin hasn't seemed quite as oily as normal, and like I can use dewier products and they don't look gross. Like, I used to be able to, like, if I would use a more dewy foundation or like something illuminating up underneath the foundation, it would look bad after like an hour because the oils would start to naturally come through on me, and then it would just make the dew look greasy. And I don't seem to have that problem quite as much anymore. I'm not sure if, trying to get a regular... Oh, I forgot to tell you what's in my eyebrows, because obviously I've filled in my brows. It is the Mellow Cosmetics Brow Definer in the shade Chocolate. I really like this. It's got one of those, like, triangular triangular tips. Ignore the brow hair in it, but yeah, I really like it, and it's not a very overwhelming brown. It's like a nice cool tone, just very soft looking. I actually have an affiliate link in case you want to purchase anything from Mellow Cosmetics. If you're comfortable using those, I will leave a link in the description down below. But I do actually really enjoy this product. It was one that I picked, you know, it was not sent to me, and I really enjoy it. Because as I've said before, I am a redhead, but my eyebrows are not really red. So when I do fill them in, it can look kind of strange because they're really aggressive compared to, you know, my skin tone. And the fact that my hair is not the same color. Okay, so going back to the foundation for a second, I've got it blended in. Everything's looking pretty good. It's actually not sitting too bad in that spot between my forehead, on my forehead, between my eyebrows. Everything's looking good on the cheeks. I've got a weird patch right here that's doing some weird clingy business. I don't know how well that's going to pick up. Kind of on the other side as well, same spot. What is happening? Can you see that? Which kind of leads into my point. My skin is not as oily as it used to be. Like, I still have more oily skin all throughout here, but now I've got a dry patch starting on the tip of my nose. I've got the one in the center of my eyebrows. I've apparently got one on my temples. So I don't know if that's an age thing or a stress thing or a hormonal thing, or, you know, I've started doing more regular skincare, so I don't know if I'm like getting the oils just more under check. I'm not sure. So if anyone has any feedback on that, let me know. So, okay, right off the bat, it's a little tacky right around here, but not terrible. But I do still want to set it in order to put stuff on it, because you can kind of see on this pointer finger where a little bit was picked up. So I'm going to go in with my trusty E.L.F. translucent loose setting powder, because I know that that one works well for me. So I'm just going to tap in, because mine does not have the little sifter on it. And then I'm just going to apparently get powder everywhere. And what I do, because there's still quite a bit on the brush, is I just tap, 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 tap. And you can clearly see the powder because it is white. So it can, forewarning as well, for this powder, it can give a bit of flashback. Because it's white, it does blend out translucent. Like, there's no color to it. Okay. Set down pretty well. Go up under the eyes. Anyone new to my channel, I don't usually use concealer. So I'm trying to use this foundation how I would any normal foundation, because I don't want to use concealer. Even though I have one that I like pretty well, I'm not used to wearing it or how it affects foundations. So I don't want to put that on with this and have it affect the way it sits under my eyes or anything like that. So let's move right along. I'm going to put on a little bit of bronzer, and I'm going to grab a little bit of blush. So for bronzer, I'm going to use my Lovecraft Beauty bronzer trio. And then, do I want to use this for blush? I feel like that might be a little too dark, but maybe. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it is back here. Awesome. And I'm going to use the Zoella and Colourpop Pressed Powder Blush in Soulmate. And then I will do my highlighter after all of this. So the bronzer trio looks like this. It has, obviously, 3 different bronzer shades. It's a trio. So I'm going to take my bronzer brush, and I'm going to tap into the first and second shade, which is Cymbeline and Suniva. Not sure if I'm saying those right. And we're just going to bronze up the cheeks a little bit. And try to blend it in. I feel like that's a little much, but it happened. So we're going to go with it, and then I'll try to go in with a bit more powder and tone it down. Try to match this side to it. I kind of really enjoy waking up early morning like this and getting ready, because it just makes me feel like the rest of the day is going to be productive. Alright, so if this shows up as dark on camera as it looks in person, I want you to tell me how it looks, because I know that sounds dumb, but as someone who doesn't wear a lot of bronzer, it looks like a lot on me, but like I know that I've seen people wear more and deeper bronzer, so I don't know if it's just because it's on me that I think it looks a little strange, or if it just doesn't look good. So let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to take my powder brush, whatever's still on it, and I'm just going to pat over it a little bit to tone it down just a bit. Okay. Now we're going to go in with blush and take my blush brush that, in all honesty, needs to be washed. I'm going to use the other side of it, and I'm just going to tap in, get a little bit on, tap off, and we're just going to put a little bit of blush right up here and across the cheeks. I don't want anything too intense because I'm not the biggest blush wearer, but you can see the difference between the two sides. I honestly prefer this side, but you know, trying to keep up appearances here and look awake and alive, and if I'm gonna do a full face of makeup, why not do a full face of makeup, you know? Alright, now we need highlighter. So, super excited because I love highlighter. Okay, I want to use some of my Bitter Lace Beauty highlighters. So I'm going to go in with this one. I keep them in a little magnetic palette, which is the shade Sweet Dreams. And I'm going to readjust. And we're going to go in with my normal highlighting brush, which is a BH Cosmetics number 5. I'm just going to swirl it around. You can see a bit of the kickback that this has. Picks up a lot, so I'm going to tap some off. And then we're just going to take that across the high point of the cheek and up onto the temple. If it doesn't show up here, I'm going to get a shot in natural lighting when I go to leave anyway. Oh! When I go to leave anyway, so you'll still see it. Do not worry. And then this shade is also what I'm going to put on my inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to go in with my pinky, get a little bit, and just tap it in there. And you can see how intense it is in that. And then just tap it out a little bit along the edges so that it fades up into that eyeshadow. And then the same thing on the other side. Take what's left on my pinky, down my nose, and along the tip. And then for lipstick, I didn't get this far in my planning, I'm going to be honest. So what I think I'm going to do is just throw on a gloss, because I'm going to have a drink with me in the car. So I don't want to put on something and then have it start to fade awkwardly in the middle. So I'm going to go in with one that I received the other day, which is the Jouer Rodeo High Pigment Gloss. I don't know if this one's Rodeo or Rodeo, but I really enjoyed the formula when I tried it the other day, so I figured why not? We'll use it again. It's definitely got a bit of color. But I found that when I wore it the other day, because it is a gloss, it faded very nicely. All right, now, last but not least, and I do want to film this because this is another like trying a new product. So I received from Influenster the new Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. It's 2 brushes, 2 formulas, 1 legit mascara. So it came with this little pamphlet, and this is the box. So it's got some nice before and after pictures on it. One end is supposed to be for length and curl, and one is for volume, and it retails for $27. So I'm really excited to give this a shot and see how it looks, how it wears. So it's a very interesting like diamond package, very nice, sleek, and it tells you that one side is volume and that one side is curl and length. So I'm gonna use both because on the little brochure it shows you what each one is supposed to look like and then what they look like together. But I'm only going to use volume on my bottom lashes, I think, because of the brush styles. So I'm going to go in with curl and length first, which has a little plastic brush with a bit of a bend to it. This is no mascara. We're just going to go right on in. That's one coat of just curl and length. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with the volume side. Which this brush is huge. On the picture it looks a lot smaller. So we'll see how this works for bottom lashes. I'm really not sure. So this is just with the curl and length. Then we're gonna add volume on top. That is after adding it. I don't know how much of a difference you can tell, but they look really nice. I don't know if it's a mascara. I don't want to use both sides every single day because it's just very time consuming, but my lashes do look really nice. I'm taking volume across the bottom. Whew. Trying to not cover my face. So my bottom lashes for some reason are getting a little clumpy with this one. But I was able to fix it up. All right, well that is what the finished look looks like. So now we are gonna go on about my day and see how everything wears, particularly this foundation, which I think looks pretty dang good actually. It's one of the few that off the bat doesn't cling too much to that dry patch. This dry patch you can definitely still see, but it's not as bad as it was initially. I think across the cheeks it looks really nice, very smooth. So yeah, let's get on going. I'll put a picture in natural lighting and then do check-ins throughout the day. Okay, so we're outside. I hope you can hear me over my AC unit. I was having a hell of a time trying to find somewhere with good lighting. So ignore the glasses marks obviously, but this is what we are looking at. It's been about 30-ish minutes since I finished everything up. So it is currently about 9:30, so we'll see how it wears throughout the remainder of the day. I know this light is probably bad, but for anyone who wants like real natural lighting, so I just finished my first stop. I'm a little warm, but I had to cut the AC down so you can hear me. I just wanted to point out, I'm already getting a little dewy on the forehead. Let me see if I can get in the sun. So, and right around my nose, starting to break up just a little bit, and I've only had it on for like 2 hours, so meh. But again, it's probably because I'm hot. So I'm hoping once I can sit down and like fix it a little bit, it'll clear up some. Give or take a little bit. It is now about 1 o'clock. I've just gotten home, brought everything inside, about to go eat lunch. So we're looking at about 4 hours of wear, and if I take off my glasses so that I can kind of show you everything up close. This is what we are looking at, and then stepping out into the sunlight to see. So it's definitely built up a bit of dewiness and has started breaking down in a few places, but it's also like 87 degrees, so okay, so I am going to be wrapping this video up to a close. It is now about 6:20 in the evening. Sorry, 6:18. I don't know if you can see that. But that means it has been on now for about 9 hours, which if I were to put on something and wear it to work is a little less than what I would wear on a normal day. So we're gonna go ahead and call it, because I'm ready to take this off and do a mask and just chill out for a little bit. So I don't know where my mirror is, so I guess I'm gonna use my palette because it's got a mirror in it. So this is what we're looking at. Forehead, surprisingly, still looks really good. I hope that'll focus. That dry patch hasn't come in. This has let up a little bit. It was super oily earlier, but again, really hot here today. Obviously, my lipstick has worn off completely. The eyeshadow has creased significantly, but of course the main focus is the foundation, and I'm pretty impressed actually. Of course everything wears on my nose funny where my glasses sit, but even around my mouth, like there's no creasing in my smile lines. It's not really, hasn't broken apart on my chin. Like I said, forehead looks good, cheeks look good, and I'm gonna say this is a major success. So especially if I was at the office all day, sitting in AC, not going in and out of the heat, and therefore not trying to sweat off my makeup, I feel like this would do really, really well. So I'm gonna now remove half of my face so that we can kind of see a side by side. So I'm gonna remove this side. These are not the best makeup wipes in the world. I'm not gonna pretend they are. So like clearly I had foundation on, but I think it looked so good that it was almost easy to forget that I was wearing foundation. And like I said, these are not the best makeup wipes, so they're probably not going to remove everything. So I'm going to go in and cleanse in a minute. We're going to... So just faintly, let's see. I don't know if that helps or makes it worse. Down my forehead, you can see now where there's no foundation versus where there is. It's definitely not completely transfer resistant where I did not powder, but again, all in all, I'd say that one gets a thumbs up. I'm gonna have to look into what the full-size retail value is to see if it's a foundation that I would actually pay full size for. Like, I mean, it wears really well, so I'm sure if it's not over 30 bucks, then I would, because I've already bought a second of the Becca Lightweight 24-hour coverage foundation, and it is not cheap in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna say this one definitely is one that I would wear again. I'm really excited to give it another go. Really glad that I got that little sample in my Ipsy as an add-on. Really glad that the shade seemed to work for me. And I'm trying to get all my makeup off. And all in all, I think that was just a very successful wear test. So if you've ever tried that foundation, let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts on it, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. What kind of thumbs up was that? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to see more of my content. I will see you guys next time. Bye!